Red Cross has a mission to provide emergency support to folks that have been, at least this is from a disaster standpoint, that have been impacted by a disaster. To me, that means that we have the responsibility to respond rapidly. When something happens, a tornado hits or a flood happens, people that have been driven from their homes, they need shelter that night. And the fact that maybe it happened at 8 o'clock in the evening doesn't mean that we can go home and sleep tonight and get rolling on it in the morning, okay? If it hits at 8 o'clock, at 8:01, we have to start mobilizing to provide sheltering. We have to start mobilizing to provide food for these folks, to provide the medicines and some of these things that they need immediately.
You know, I can remember sitting across the table from Chuck, just if an hour, it was not more than 1 or 2 hours after the Greensburg tornado had struck, and sitting there across the table from him, and we had some really tough decisions to make based on quite a bit of unknown at that time, because the devastation was so great, the communication was so limited. We were just beginning to get on the ground information about what was going on. And I looked at Chuck, and you know, we knew we had some really tough decisions to make about moving resources.
I was an assistant director on that one and responsible for coordinating a lot of the activities of the various chapters within the state.
He absolutely, in his mind, was putting a plan together, and you know, within a very short period of time, the place was buzzing with all the things that Chuck had laid out and all the things that we needed to do. And I just remember thinking that he just had an incredible ability right then to know what needed to be done.
People that are impacted by a disaster, they're basically all the same, I think. They're in a bit of a shock. They have certain needs, certainly emergency needs that we fulfill as the Red Cross. And they're always very, very polite and very thankful for what's been done. And it always amazes me on how many folks say, why don't you go and give somebody else some help? We're doing okay.
Since he began volunteering for us about 11 years ago, you know, he has volunteer hours of nearly 7,500. And if you break that down, that's about 3 months out of every year.
Being recognized as a hero is humbling, because I know that I've worked with literally thousands of folks that have been responders in disasters, and I could probably name 1,000 folks that would be deserving of it. So it's very humbling for me.